The first event probably around 80 people were there. The best event I would give, we had almost 18,000 people in the
18,000? As you are a South Indian guy, right? It's from the southern part of India. So how do you make a balance between the food and other vendors in your event to make it look neutralized? And how this is different from other Indian events, as there are so many organizations, right? So how do you differentiate that?
Having all these positive things which we are very proud of to showcase them as the heritage of India to mainstream Canadians.
Bala sir, namaskar.
Namaskaram.
Welcome back to Chai with Chander.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here again.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to host you again and again. So this time this is going to be very different. As we talked about Hindus in our last episode, this time we are going to talk about TGIF. So let's start with the name. This is very interesting. People know this as a famous acronym. Thank God it's Friday. So just tell me, what is TGIF? What's the full form of TGIF?
TGIF stands for the Great India Festival. As such, we started this festival in 2012 with the name Festival of India. Okay,
before you go there, just tell me, TGIF, the Great Indian Festival, is it an organization or is it a festival's name?
So it's basically the name is the Great India Festival, not Indian Festival. The Great India Festival is the name of the organization, and it used to be one of the event itself, but now we, the Great India Festival, organize many more events, and Maha Bharatotsav, the literal meaning of the Great India Festival, is the event which replaces the Great India Festival. So the Great India Festival is an organization which organizes many events. One of them is Maha Bharatotsav, that is the flagship event that we are going to discuss today.
Okay, that sounds good. So now please tell me a little bit about this year's TGIF. When is this happening and where is it happening? Then we'll peep into the history of the TGIF.
Okay. This year, the event would be on September 19th, 20th and 21st. In September, I mentioned already. And it is going to be in Arya Center, unlike in the usual venue of Ottawa City Hall Festival Plaza. That is closed for construction this year. That's why we had to go for the new place.
Okay, sounds good. As you mentioned, TGIF is an organization, right? I heard somewhere that this is a for-profit organization. Is it a not-for-profit or profitable?
It is not-for-profit organization, which was started, registered, founded in 2011 by five founding directors, where I was one of them. Dr. Geeta Chaudhary was the other. Sri Karunakar Reddy Papala was the third. Jaideep Singh was the fourth, and Jakupal was the fifth one. So we started with the five founding directors. Currently, we had 7 directors on the board. I'm not one of the directors currently, but I'm the executive director, who is equivalent to the CEO or the president.
Okay, it's kind of a bit like advisory position, is it?
No, it's an executive position in the sense, the board of directors appoint the CEO or the president, or in the case of non-profit organizations, it's called executive director. I am the executive director for the Great India Festival now.
Okay, so as you mentioned, you started in 2011. What was the idea behind this? I mean, how this thing came into your mind?
Okay, if you look at the number of associations, organizations in Ottawa and in Canada of the people of Indian origin, all the organizations, without any exception, they cater to the cultural or social needs of the people of Indian origin. For example, India-Canada Association or ICCC, India-Canada Community Center. The members are usually the people of Indian origin. Let's say other organizations like Ottawa Telugu Association, which I belong to, it is an organization for the Telugus. All these organizations, in that sense, are inward-looking. In the sense, they're not promoting the culture and heritage of India or anyone one region to the outside the people. Whereas the Great India Festival, formerly the Festival of India, is outward looking in the sense we would like to promote the culture and heritage of India, not only for the Indians, but even for the non-Indians or the Canadian public at large. That is the primary focus of the Great India Festival.
Okay, so do you understand that people know you as a very very much Hindu guy, right? People know in the community. So how you manage to differentiate this image and this festival? Because this is not for only Hindus, right? This is an Indian festival. Yeah. So how do you see this?
I think my identity with being a staunch Hindu is a recent phenomenon. Though, most of my friends are surprised that I'm identified as as a staunch Hindu. Yes, I am an Indian at heart. So most of the times when we say that Indian culture or heritage, there are definitely much more influence from the Hindu cause. There is no doubt about that. But we are not parochial in the sense. We are not confined to one sect or one idea. Whichever is meaningful, useful, where we are proud of, which would be useful for the community, would be definitely appreciated and also to be promoted. That's what exactly we do as part of the Festival of India or the Great India Festival.
Okay, great. So before we jump into the details of this year's event, like what's going on or what's the schedule of that event, so I would like to start with the very first event you have done after the registration of this organization back in 2011. So you remember your first event, when was it and where was it?
Yes, we remember the first event. It was the launch of the Festival of India. I don't remember the date.
Okay.
It was in Expectations in downtown. Expectation is a restaurant which is owned by one of the Indian origin people. So we had the launch of this event there, where we had the mayor and an MP and most of the members of the Indian community were there.
So what was the event about? What did you guys do there? I mean,
so basically we introduced the Festival of India at that time, and we introduced what is the concept that we are going to implement. Basically showcasing the culture and heritage of India through multifaceted events like the music and the dance, and having a panel discussion or pravachan equivalent on the Indian philosophy, not confined to Hindu philosophy per se, and also exhibition of the heritage or food, handicrafts, etc. The idea was to have just like a mela, or called it the jatra back in Bharat. So having all these positive things which we are very proud of, to showcase them as the heritage of India to mainstream Canadians.
Okay, how many people were there in that event?
The first event, probably around 80 people were there.
Okay, so and how many people were there in the last event?
The last event was almost 2 years back. The best event I would give, because I want to say that we had almost 18,000 people in the
18,000
in the span of 3 days.
Wow!
So that was one of the best. So that's the reason why we got recognized as one of the
and
top
where was
two
that
festivals.
event happened?
The event in 2018, which was the best one, was in front of the Ottawa City Hall. It's called Marion Dewar Plaza, or the Festival Plaza, which is popularly known as.
Okay, so from 80 people to 18,000, is it?
Yes, 18,000. 80 people was more of a launch, right? It's not the first event of the Festival of India.
Okay, sounds good. So let's talk about this year's event. So what is this event about, and how this is different from other Indian events, as there are so many organizations, right? So how do you differentiate that?
The main difference, I would say, is the variety of programs that we're going to have. When we say that we are talking about presenting the culture and heritage through dance and the music, dance forms, for example, we primarily focus on the classical dances of India. There are 9 classical dances which are very popularly known as. We have presented at least 7 of them here till now. 2 of them we were not able to get the right people to represent them in Canada. Dance is already covered, but the folk dances, for example, literally there are more than hundreds of folk dances from Bharat. We could get maybe a dozen of them in Canada. So we would like to explore that folk dances and also the other two classical dances that are missing. Same thing with the music. Music are primarily Hindustani classical music or Carnatic classical music. We do have representation there, but we also would like to promote the folk music from different parts of the regions of India.
Okay, you got any examples? Which kind of states are involved and what kind of?
So we have right from the south to north, Kashmir. We cover any region where there is a representation. Most popular things are like Bhangra, Gidda, or from Gujarati, Garba, etc. Kolatam from South India. The difficulty is to get enough number of participants from a different region.
Are you bringing anything from Haryana? There is Ragini segment that is being like folk music from Haryana. Are you bringing that as well? This is my personal interest.
Okay, yes. So usually every year, this year an exception, 3 or 4 months ahead of the festival, we invite the people from different regions to show their interest either in the music or the dance or the heritage, etc. So depending on their interest and the participation, we do select the people who go for that type of event.
Okay, well, we'll work together and we'll bring something from Haryana as well.
Yeah.
So I just want you to give a little picture, like how this event is gonna look like. What's gonna happening? Is there gonna be stalls from different states? There gonna be food from different states? How it will look like?
Yeah. So this event is an outdoor event. Primarily, it would have a stage. The stage is with the sound and the lighting, etc., which is one of the best stages available for all the high profile events. Apart from that, the whole area would be fenced so that it's protected, and also because it's a ticketed event. Earlier we used to serve alcohol also. That's the reason why we used to have that fencing. There would be maybe 25 to 30 vendors who can sell or promote their goods or whatever they have. The food is also served, but food is the specialty of the Great India Festival. In the sense, we would like to use this opportunity to give food as heritage of India, not just like the feeding the people. It's not commercial in nature. So we would like to use authentic ethnic Indian food. That is the goal for us. For a given region, we pick up the food or a cuisine or a recipe from a combo, and we stick to the original recipe.
Okay.
For example, this year we are going to have Chettinadu special. That Chettinadu is southern part of India. Is in Tamil Nadu. So all the food that is prepared in that region, it would be specific to that. That way, we may also have Kashmiri special that's being still being discussed, etc. So we pick up a region, and then the food items were the vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegan options, etc. And it would be made on site by the volunteers or volunteer chefs, fresh on the premises itself. And that's how we would like to present food as the heritage of India. So we're not just promoting the Indian food as such.
Okay. As you mentioned that this is a fenced area and ticketed thing. So do people pay? Is there entry fee?
Yes. Sorry, the entry is not free. It's ticketed, but the price is very, very nominal.
How much?
$5 per person per day, or $10 for all the 3 days. We also have a discount for the families. A family
people
of any
like me, huh?
yeah, family of any size, $10 for 1 day, and family of any size, $20 for all the 3 days. So that way it's very, very reasonable.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, more than the having a very small amount for the entry fee, We also collaborate with many associations in Ottawa. For example, South India Cultural Association, Kannada Sangha, or Kashmiri Pandits Association, where the collaboration is that they contribute a nominal amount as a collaboration, and then we make the event free or complimentary passes to all the members of those such association. So
that's a good initiative.
That way there is not much of a burden for many of the families who would like to attend all the 3 days. We encourage them to attend to all the 3 days.
Okay, and people pay for their own food, right, on the stalls?
Yes, that is part of the. They have to pay for their own food. Food generally have 3 types of categories there. Usually we have dosa, masala dosa as a full combo all the time, and we have at least one vegetarian option, one non-vegetarian option, and there would be snacks as a side one, and also there would be a drinks section where most probably mango lassi and chai and a few other things would be available depending on the weather.
Great. I'm asking a very straightforward question. As you are a South Indian guy, right? It's from the southern part of India. So how do you make a balance between the food and other vendors in your event to make it look neutralized?
Yeah, as such, I don't even think in South and North perspective. We do have different departments
Sorry, I'm cutting you. I'm asking you this question because the food is the real essence, right? And when people see more food from South India than from the northern taste, then there are kind of little judgments, right? I'm just asking from that perspective.
So by coincidence, I gave 2 examples in the food today for the chitnod because that came to my mind because I was discussing with the chef. But the food is provided based on the balanced view, like say, covering all regions of India. We have as such food and drinks department vice president. His name is Sean Bhatia. He himself is a foodie and he's a critic of food. He's originally from Delhi, though he's born and brought up here. So he's the one who chooses. It's not even me, though I belong to South India. So the same case with the other events also. We have Kathak, Manipuri, Brigya, dance troupe from Delhi, etc. But sometimes people have the perception just because I'm from South India, it is a South Indian festival. That is,
and I believe South Indian food is very awesome, right? And it's delicious. There is no question in that. Just pop up in my mind, because people try to judge sometime. They're going to be like a South Indian food only, right? But anyways.
So for example, we used to have non-prepared on-site fresh, not the just reheating part of it, right? Starting from fresh, we had what I call mobile tandoors that were there. This year probably we would not have for other logistics reasons, but naan was a very popular item earlier.
Okay, right. As I understand, there will be cultural performances from different states or different part of India.
Yeah.
And there will be food vendors as well. Yeah. So apart from both these categories, are there other vendors and businesses you are promoting within the TGIF? Okay,
well, first let me clarify that there are no external food vendors. All the food is prepared by the Great India Festival and also served, managed, everything by the festival. So in that sense, we would not have different food vendors.
Got it.
Yeah. So that is where we could enforce the quality that we would like to have and also the authenticity that we would
That's
like
why you said that heritage.
Part of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So all the other 25 plus vendors, they are open. We don't specifically promote anyone in per se, unless if someone comes up with the clothes, jewelry, etc. We just give it for free. So we do have sponsors. Those sponsors are given their due marketing material, etc. But otherwise,
will there be any vendors who is selling stuff?
Yes, we have.
What kind of stuff?
Like say clothes, jewelry,
traditional
ones. Or we don't restrict the food as far as it's not contraband, and also only 2 restrictions: nothing illegal, and also no food is allowed.
Okay. Tell me, what's your favorite part of the event in all 3 days?
Okay, most of the times I don't have an opportunity to watch some of these great music or the dance programs. The most interesting thing for me is the panel discussion, where generally the topic of significance both for Canada and India is there. So that's where I'm more, maybe because it's mostly a Samvad or a discussion which is close to me.
Okay. In all other like Indian festivals or Indian events, most of the gathering, the attendees are from India. They're Indian roots, right? So the festival like TGIF, when I hear this term TGIF, I think that should be more open to other communities as well, to showcase our culture and our heritage. Is this something we can see in the event as well?
Yes, as such, in many of the events earlier, we had more than 40% of the people who are non-Indian origin, or let's say people from away, not from the Indian continent, I would say. So I remember in one year particularly, when the food line was open for serving, almost 200 people in the line none of them were Indians, because it's early 5 o'clock, the time frame perspective. So that was a surprise for me, because so in that sense, yes, we have more than 40% of non-Indian people who attend that. Particularly food is a great attraction. And also volunteers, we have more than 300 volunteers in a good year. Out of them, more than 50% are women. So that is the two statistical points that
that's
like
good to know. In the same context, I'm not talking about Indians in Ottawa. I'm talking about Ottawa as a whole community. So what impact do you think at the end TGIF will have on whole Ottawa community?
Ottawa community, and culturally, as such, the Great India Festival is well known among the the festivals community. We were well recognized. Even the multicultural events that happen elsewhere in Ottawa, I get calls asking for representation, either the music or the dance, etc., for the cultural events, including the panel discussions where people come and talk about the Hindu philosophy or Indian philosophy, etc. So the impact of the Great India Festival in that sense is there among the non-Indians and the public at large.
Let's go a little bit towards other side, like not about talking about the cultural activities and food and everything. What kind of people are involved? Not talking about the organizing committee and the volunteers, like what kind of delegates are coming in? What other, like, is it HCI is involved already here, High Commissioner of India as well, or any local political leaders as well?
Okay, the answer is not specifically. For example, every year when we start the event, we generally have someone who would light the lamp.
Okay.
That lighting the lamp is generally an honor. It is given to one of the either the senior couples in the community. It could be a dignitary, it could be the High Commissioner of India, or it could be the mayor. But they're not there because of their position, but they're there because they are supporters of the Indian community. Occasionally, earlier, the High Commissioner of India was one of the patrons of the Great India Festival. In that case, he was also invited to give the inaugural address. But that is not a necessary anymore. So usually the mayor or the MP, they're also invited, because we get the funding from different, all the levels of government, not different. So for example, we are recognized as one of the best festivals in Ontario. So Ottawa City gives us the grant, provincial government gives us the grant, and the Canadian Heritage Department gives us the grant, and the High Commission also supports sometimes. So depending on what type of support we get, they also would get the equal representation, just like the sponsors. So otherwise, except for the community members, it doesn't have any specific hold one way or the other.
Okay, so how many volunteers are joining this year?
This year, we expect around 140 volunteers. This would be smaller in number compared to the others because of the current venue and the facilities. So, the best of the times, we expect around 300 volunteers. So,
okay, sounds interesting. So we are going to the last section now. So I just want to, a little bit compare from the last event happened like 2 years back, right? So what's new thing the people is going to watch this year?
New thing that is going to be there this year. In terms of the type of programs, I would say there is nothing new. It's the good old thing, but with much more focus on probably the current situation in the world. Let's say India is coming out as one of the prominent players. So probably we will see some that positive energy there among the people of Indian origin.
Okay, great. So I'll ask you two questions. Actually, this is the same question, but for two different audiences, right? So the first is, let's say there is some newcomer, right? Never been to the TGIF. The first time he's coming to this year, right? So what message will you give to them to encourage to visit TGIF? And the second is for the people who already attended in the last years as well.
Okay, so if you come to the Festival of India or the Great India Festival, probably you would be able to see one item which you have not seen before, like say whether the music or the dance or the type of food that we have. So that is one thing. The second is once you come and enjoy the festival, you will be able to appreciate the significance of the Indian culture and the heritage, how it is going to be relating to the people at large in Canada, so in the multicultural society. So the significance of the individual culture, how it interacts with the Canadian community would be visible and appreciated in the festival.
Okay, so you combine both answers together. Is there any other message you want to give the whole Indian community?
Yes, I would like all of you to come and support the Great India Festival, to be an active participant not only in the Great India Festival but any other Indian activity that happens throughout the year, and be.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time and efforts, and I wish you best for a large event you do for the community. I really appreciate it, and again, best of luck.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.